I fixed Minecraft progression systems. But how, you may ask? I mean, that is why you clicked on the video, isn't it? Well, let's slow down a bit and first answer the what and why. First things first, what is a progression system? Well, generally, a progression system is either a strict set of guidelines used to determine how strong the player is at any given point, which is more common in story-based games, or a basis for awarding stronger items for completing certain tasks, such as searching for materials. This is where it relates to Minecraft. Despite it being a sandbox game, progression is built into Minecraft by two means: its gear and its dimensions. First, the gear. Minecraft's tools and armor have defined stats that make it easy to compare them to each other. Iron is stronger than copper, diamond is stronger than iron, and netherite is stronger than diamond. The only oddball is gold, which, I mean, it has its uses. Outside of pure strength, of course. Next, the dimensions. The overworld, for the most part, has the least danger of the three. While things like the trial chambers and ancient cities are dangerous, they are designed around a risk and reward system, so that encourages the player to challenge them when they're prepared. The nether acts as the bridge between the overworld and the end, with much more danger than its hydrated counterpart. The nether's expansive lava lakes even prepare the player for the void that makes up most of the end. The nether is clearly designed to be a leap in difficulty that the player can choose to face after gearing up in the overworld, unless you're a speedrunner. In which case, it's the place to go to rob the piglins using their own gold, crush blaze limbs into powder, and take a portal to another portal in under 5 minutes. Yippee! The end is Minecraft's final dimension, where instead of gearing up or battling through a wasteland of fire, you instead are isolated on an island, seemingly surrounded by a sea of nothing that kills you if you fall into it, as you fight a dragon that hasn't brushed your teeth in centuries, throws you into the sky that looks just like what you're about to fall into, and gets healed by crystals that blow you up with a power that makes creepers quake in their boots if you dare climb up to them. Just so you could later find out that someone beat her with the beds they stole from the village they spawned in 7 minutes ago. Oh, and you get wings if you beat her. So clearly, Minecraft already has a progression system, and I think it works fine for its sandbox nature. It's designed so that you can do almost anything in any order and way you want. But if I think it works, then why am I trying to fix it? Well, the truth is, I'm not. So, where is the problem I'm trying to fix? It all comes down to the fans. More specifically, fan-made progression systems. Remember back at the start of the video when I said there were two general types of progression systems? Well, this applies to fan-made systems as well. A quick disclaimer, if you like or have even designed progression systems like these, know this: I do not, I want to make it very clear, I do not think they are bad systems, nor do I have any negative feelings towards them. In fact, I believe they're great for the purpose they serve and the audience they reach. So if you like these types of progression systems, that's perfectly fine. I even like them, so don't write an angry comment telling me that these progression systems are great and I'm wrong for disliking them, okay? Are we good? Let's move on. When making progression systems for Minecraft, there are two types that I usually see in mod packs that conveniently align with the two definitions we started with. Ones that guide the player step by step, and ones that require near constant grinding to get the best items. While both have their strengths, neither gave me the Minecraft experience I was looking for, and I finally figured out why. The reason these types of systems didn't click for me was because I was searching for an experience that only Minecraft could offer, and these systems were too limiting for the sandbox game I wanted to play. Step-by-step progression is way too stiff for a game that's supposed to feel open, endless, and creative. And grind-based systems usually require numerical goals to progress, like mining 100 diamonds, or killing 300 skeletons, which would then get harder by adding to the number or making the requirement harder to achieve, in turn making the system repetitive and boring. So after failing to find a progression system that satisfied my Minecraft itch, I decided to make my own. Make my own. What? And it's called Crafted Progression. Crafted Progression is a loosely organized, long-term progression-based guide designed around exploring all Minecraft has to offer, while evoking an intense yet fulfilling experience. For the record, when I say intense, I mean it. This progression is not easy, especially when played on hardcore mode, which is what this system was designed around. However, don't let that stop you from playing with the system on easy mode, as hardcore mode is only what I plan to play on when I eventually stream my gameplay. With that out of the way, it's time we talk about the tiers. Each tier in crafted progression is designed around Minecraft's tool tiers to grant the player access to more and more aspects of the game over time, and anything that's not mentioned is available as long as it has nothing in any of the tiers limiting it. That makes no sense? Here's an example. Cauldrons aren't mentioned in any of the tiers, but since they require iron to craft, they're only available after iron tier has been reached, since that's when iron gets unlocked. Villager trading is also affected by this, as you can't trade for something or with something that you don't have access to. Plus, the Nether and End are locked behind the gold and diamond tiers respectively. Starting off, we have wood tier, which grants access to wood, wooden tools, leather armor, bows, fishing rods, crop farming, and bundles. And yes, you heard that right. Prop farming. Prop farming. Mob farming and ore farming are not available yet. That means no iron farms, gold farms, drown farms, raid farms, etc. until much later in the game. I feel like this is the best way to go because farms just make the game really easy, and this is not supposed to be easy. Stone tier grants access to stone, stone tools, furnaces, coal, and charcoal. This brings me to an important point. Some of the things that seem so natural and even essential in a normal playthrough may be locked behind higher tiers in this system. The best example of this is the furnace, which isn't available in wood tier because it gets unlocked in stone tier. We just went over that. Moving on. Copper tier. In copper tier, you'll get access to copper, copper tools and armor, copper golems and copper chests, brushes, and spyglasses. That's right, you actually have an incentive to use copper armor instead of just going straight to iron, which, now that I think about it, I can't actually say about gold. But gold has its uses outside of pure power. In iron tier, iron, iron tools and armor, shears, shields, which sound very alike, but one is shears and one is shields. One's used for mining leaves and the other one is used for blocking damage. Buckets, anvils, excluding enchanting, so you can't enchant yet, alright? Armor trims and smithing tables, and crossbows get unlocked. Despite being needed to mass produce them, armor trims, and smithing tables for that matter, don't actually need diamonds to be used, but you can't use quartz, gold, diamond, redstone, or netherite to color the trims yet, because you haven't unlocked them. Gold tier grants access to gold, gold tools and armor, golden foods like golden carrots, golden apples, and enchanted golden apples and glistering melon slices, the nether, piglin trading, brewing stands, totems of undying, and quartz. It may seem crazy that I'm putting totems in gold tier, but my reasoning is that totems are always seen as a late game item used to guarantee that you won't die if something were to kill you through your already strong gear. However, I feel that because of this, they've kind of lost their impact. I mean, they kind of seem useless if you're already not gonna die. So why do you even have one? So instead of keeping these for when the player already has full protection for netherite armor and won't be dying anyway, I've decided to let them have a chance to be used for once, especially since they can't be farmed yet. Diamond tier actually unlocks 3 different materials by giving access to diamonds, diamond tools and armor, tridents, turtle shells, redstone dust, lapis lazuli, enchanting tables, anvil enchanting, excluding mending. Alright? You can't use mending yet. It's too broken. Alright? Look, we need to save mending for later. Alright? Okay? It's okay. Look, mending's too good. And the end. So, you can get to the nether in gold tier, and then you can get to the end in diamond tier. I know that's kind of really short, but look, we'll talk about that later. Finally, netherite tier unlocks netherite, netherite tools and armor, maces, ore farming, mob farming, elytras, shulker boxes, and the mending enchantment. So pretty much netherite tier is, that's the one. Pretty much once you get to netherite tier, you just have everything. So, you know, do with that as you will. Now, this is a lot to consider when playing, but you might be thinking, wait, that's cool and all, but how do we get to each tier? Well, that brings us to the objectives. Objectives refer to the individual tasks that are within each tier that need to be completed before moving on to the objectives of the next tier. There are 4 types of objectives: building, civilizing, conquering, and exploration. Building tasks require a creative and memorable structure to be made. Okay, this means that placing, look guys, this is supposed to be about exploring everything Minecraft has to offer. You can't just place a block of terracotta on the ground and say it counts. Whatever you build has to matter in some way, so get creative, alright? It's a sandbox game. Welcome to Minecraft. Civilizing tasks require any village to be expanded in size, population, and or variety, or to be protected. This, I feel, is the most controversial objective type because it requires work and dedication and dealing with villagers, but I wanted to give some love to the one species that tends to be, how do I put this lightly, criminally abused. Also, I think it could be really fun. So, you know, pretty much, I don't know, Civilizing, it's gonna be something, but honestly, I'm not willing to get rid of it because I think it's gonna be fun. I think it'll be pretty cool. Conquering tasks require a structure to be looted and or mobs in said structure to be defeated. This one's pretty self-explanatory. You literally just go into the structure and then you kill stuff and then you take all the loot and then you leave. There's nothing else. Lastly, exploration tasks require a structure to be located and, if possible, looted. Not all structures actually have loot, like swamp huts, and well, if the structure doesn't have loot, you can't really loot it. So the rule of thumb is that if the structure has loot, then loot it, and if it doesn't have loot, then just find it. This also differs from the conquering objectives, as exploration ones are for structures without dedicated mob spawns. So like, I don't know, let's say a desert pyramid, right? Desert pyramids have loot, and they are structures, but they don't have like specific mobs that you have to fight. If anything, there's a mob that just spawns there because it's dark, but not because you're supposed to fight them, while things like the trial chambers have specific things that you're meant to fight, or like the woodland mansion has specific things that you're meant to fight because that's why you go there. So hopefully that makes sense. Now that you understand the types, hopefully, let's go over what objectives you have to complete for each tier. Wait, what? What do you mean the viewers would get bored? Yeah, so going over each task would be insanely boring. So instead, I've included the whole list in a community post, which you can find via the pinned comment on this video, because there are a lot of tasks. As we talked about, this is a long-term type of, this is a long-term ordeal. The crafted progression is, it's meant to be for like, not a forever world, but it's supposed to last at least your whole like 2-week Minecraft phase, since that's apparently a thing. But this is something that's gonna last a little bit. Also, I'm gonna be streaming it, so I kind of need it to last long. But yeah, go check out the pinned comments so you can see all the things. This is moving. Let's move on. This is getting awkward. Now that I've explained to you what crafted progression is and why I've made it, there's one thing left to consider. This system is not perfect. It's probably extremely it's not great. Well, it's great. I mean, I think it's pretty great, but it's not perfect, all right? And I need your help to make it better. I want crafted progression to be something for the community, and for that, who better to make it than, well, the community? So if you have any feedback or changes that you would make, let me know in the comment section of this video. Every bit will be considered when revising, and updated versions will be uploaded to my community page for voting, where you will all decide whether the changes are good or not, and that will determine whether they become official. Thank you for watching this video. If you'd like more content like this, let me know. And with that, I'll see you in the next one. Stay positive!